I'm very, very excited to record this video. What I'm going to be doing right now is breaking down our exact system. Okay, so the exact LinkedIn DM system, and by the way, this system will work on any platform, but for us we do it on LinkedIn, that we're currently using to book at minimum 3 to 5 sales calls per day. But this system has the potential on the low end, as I said, to book you a couple sales calls per day, but on the high end, when it's scaled, book you 5, 10, 15 sales calls per day. So before we get into the shiny stuff in the system here, what I want to do is kind of go over the 3 core keys that you need to use and you need to understand before actually being able to run the system. So key number 1 here is focus in the micro and in the macro. 2 very different things, but both equally as important as one another. So first of all, micro focus means focus in the minute, the hour, and the day. So it means, okay, I'm going to spend 3 hours on this task, and spending 3 hours doing deep, good work on the task. Being able to not be distracted while working, not, go away, make some food, not do whatever in the micro, in the few hours. And macro focus means keeping the main thing, sticking to one thing for a long period of time. Okay, this is in the years and the decades. So starting an agency and not shiny objecting away to ecom, and also, starting the DM system and then not immediately shiny objecting away to cold calls or cold email, cold SMS, whatever it is. So right here, sticking to one thing in the macro. In the micro, we're able to work towards it every single day with these small micro steps. And key 2, very, very simple one. One system, one offer, one niche, one service. And the same goes with sales. One show operating system, one sales system, one everything. We want to have one niche, one offer, one absolutely everything. If we don't have this, then it's going to be very, very hard to scale. Simple scales, complex fails. Keep everything very, very simple so that the operational complexity and the operational drag doesn't increase with more clients. Very simple one. And then number 3 is consistency. Now, I know this is very, very trite. This key number 3, very trite information. Yeah, just be consistent, bro. It's said a lot for good reason. You need to be consistent day in, day out. Otherwise, you're just not going to get anywhere. So what I can show you for my consistency, you'll see in a second here with the systems. One of the DM accounts is run by me. Obviously, the rest was setters, but I still run one. It's on LinkedIn. And so part of the workflow involves doing the games that are on LinkedIn. Okay, if you go into LinkedIn right now, you'll see there's Queens, there's Pinpoint, and I forgot the third one's name, but there's 3 games that you can complete on LinkedIn. Okay, so part of the workflow is day in, day out, completing those games. As you can see, I have a 58-day win streak on one of the games to Queens. And so that means 58 days straight, and obviously it's a lot longer than this, and of course one day I just did do the Queens. This, right here, shows me and shows you that I've been consistent, and that's what's allowed me to book multiple sales calls per day. It's consistency. The last thing that we're going to go into before I show you the system is don't overcomplicate it. So you're going to see here, very simple looking system. And that's for a reason. I can make a very shiny 17.5 step system that looks very cool for YouTube. But if you want to build a predictable client acquisition system, you don't need to overcomplicate it. You need to keep it very simple and you need to keep it very focused and very streamlined. There are 3 cool key kind of understanding and 2 tools that we're going to be using for the system. Okay. First of all, R1 has at the very minimum 2.5% APR. For me right now, it's 4:30 p.m. Let's say at 4:15, I sent 30 messages today. That 2.5%, it's still 2.5%, even with the messages that I just sent, right? So it's a non-regression to the mean, and without letting any time pass. So 2.5% at the absolute minimum, but with time elapsing, it's honestly probably closer to 3.5%. And we're doing 15 to 30 DMs per day per account. And so on LinkedIn, we're going to be able to send 40 connection requests per day. If you're doing it well, 30 of those will connect with us back. And so the maximum that we're going to be doing per day is 30. And of course, every day we're aiming for 30, but some days we'll only get 15, 20, 25 connections that actually do connect back with us and are a good fit. So sometimes we can do it as little as 10, 15 on a bad day, but of course, it's going to be usually around 30. And what we're going to be using to run all this is the metric tracker and the warm tracker, which I have here and here, and we'll go through after we go through the system as a whole. So what we're going to see here is this is very simple. We have me, we have setter 1, setter 2, and setter 3. So me, I have my one account that I'm running the LinkedIn DM system on. And then of course, that goes into our shop system, which goes into the sales system, which produces clients. And then each setter has 4 different accounts. And on each of the setters' 4 accounts, they're doing the exact same thing, running the LinkedIn DM system. Very, very simple stuff. What this looks like in terms of how they're putting in the accounts, how they're scaling the accounts, everything is covered in the metric and the warm-up tracker. Okay, so first of all, the very, very shiny thing here is the warm-up tracker. This is the exact tracker that we use. And so of course there's one kind of tracker per person to warm up accounts. Okay, so as you can see here, first of all, we have the account name in each of these columns. You can use this for as many accounts as you want. So if you have 5, 6 accounts, then you can just copy paste this and you can just use this exact tracker again and again and again. So what we're going to see here is of week 1, week 2, scaling and maximum. And so this is a 5-week process, going from week 1, week 2, all the way up to week 5. And so week 1, when we've just created the accounts, very simple, very light, because we don't want any accounts to get restricted. Very simple, 5 connections / follows just requests. So either one of them, it just depends, of course, if you're on Instagram, you call it a follow. If you're on Facebook, you call it a friend request. If you're on LinkedIn, you call it a connection. 5 likes, posting every second day. That's what 0.5 post means. 3 comments, join one group, and 2x 5 minutes newsfeed / applications. So just scrolling, making yourself look like a real person. And so for us, this is where we do these games, and this is where I have this 58-day win streak. Okay, it's on that part of the workflow. Then week 2, we basically double it. So it's like 10 connections, and then we actually start sending out the cold DMs, 2 cold DMs, 2 posts, 10 likes, 5 comments, 3 groups, etc. And then, so that's week 1, week 2. As you can see, we take them off as we go. And then from there, after week 2, we scale up incrementally by 2 every single day. For connections, we go from 12 to 14, 16, 18, 20. DMs, 2, 4, 6, 8. Posts, 3, because immediately the most we're going to be doing is 3, so immediately it gets capped out. Likes, 12, 14, etc. Comments, 7, etc, etc. You get the point. We keep on doing that until we get to week 4 to 7, and then we get to the maximum limits here, starting week 5. So the maximum limits that we're going to be sending per account is 40 connection requests per day, 30 cold DMs, 3 posts, 25 likes, 15 comments, 5 group joins, and 2x. So obviously, what we're doing here is, especially in the scaling and maximum, we want to split this up into workflows. So typically week 1, you can do it all in one go. Week 2, you want to split it up into 2 workflows, and then scaling and maximum, you're doing it in 3 workflows. And so here, 2x, so into other workflows, 10 minutes of newsfeed, application, games, groups, scrolling, whatever it is. And something that's very important that you have to understand with the tracker is all of these, besides this bottom one, all these other ones are the maximums that you can do. On week 1, you don't want to be sending any more than 5 connection requests and doing any more than 5 likes, posting every second day, because this is basically the maximum that we can do while still kind of going under the radar of the spam detection, bot detection, whatever it is, and getting the account restricted. But this bottom row here of the news feeds, applications, games, scripts, all that, this is the minimum. Like, there's no extra that we can do here that's going to get us in trouble. In fact, the more that we do of like the news feed, the applications, the games, all that stuff, the more of it that we do, the more real we're going to look. So all of these are maximums, and the bottom here is the minimum. So as you can see, this is set up for 2 accounts. If I had an account called Matthew Johnson or Matt Johnson and an account called Matthew Previns, if I was creating another account, what I would do is I would just copy all of this. I would then paste it here, and I would type in the name. So maybe it's Joe Danaher. If that's the name, then I'll put it here, and then boom, we have another account tracking under the name of Drew Danaher. Very, very simple stuff. And so obviously, then I'll change the date here to the date today, the 8th. I'd fix all this up, you get the point. But this tracker is what I give to my setters, and it's what I use when I'm creating more accounts, and it is absolute goldmine. Then we have the metric tracker. And so I won't go into this in too much detail, because this, like, to fully explain this would honestly require a video in of itself. But we track the messages that we send, and we schedule in the follow-ups, and then we input them into these trackers. So let's say, I sent 30 P1s, I got 12 positive replies, and I sent P2 to all of them. I sent 4 P3s, and I booked two appointments. That auto-calculates to here, which auto-calculates to the dashboard. Very, very simple stuff, and obviously there's a lot more details to be had here. I won't go into it right now. To put it very simply, we do this, right? I run this system off of one account. This setter 1 that has 4 accounts. Honestly, it's between 4 and 6. We're saying 4 to be on the low end. Setter 2, 4. Setter 3, 4. Let's do the math here. So 15 to 30 DMs per day per account. Let's be conservative and say, on average, they're doing 17 DMs per account. We have 4, 8, 12 with mine as well, 13, right? So 13 times 17 equals 221 new DMs being sent per day. 221. Our appointment booking rate, 2.5% to 3.5. Let's just once again be conservative and say 3%. So 3% of 221. So at the very, very worst, we're booking 6.63, call it 7 appointments per day. And that's with 3 setters. What the goal for us looks like is to have around 5 setters and have each setter have between 4 and 6 accounts sending 100 DMs per day. Right, so this is on the very, very low end. On the low end of the system, when you have everything set up, you're going to be booking 6-7 appointments per day. On the higher end, when I have 5 setters and they're each sending 100 per day, then that's 500 DMs per day plus mine. So that's like 515 DMs per day. So let's do the same maths. 3% of 515 is 15 appointments per day. I don't know about you, but 15 appointments per day sounds pretty good. It sounds like the issue isn't going to be not enough, but it's going to be too many. Right, so 15 appointments today. Let's say I have a 70% show up rate, 70% of 15. So I'm taking 10 sales calls per day, right? So at that point, I'm probably gonna have to, outsource. But 10 sales calls per day, all from this one Very, very simple system. There's not a lot of, over explanation that needs to be done here. It's a very simple system with a great tracker and a great warm-up tracker and a proven system. That's all it is. So, if you want to see the specifics of the system that gets us 2.5% APR, because of course, the system kind of relies on it. The kind of build out and the process as a whole relies on the DM system. Right? So if you want more specifics on the DM system and how specifically we get a 2.5% APR and we're able to run this infrastructure, which long term is going to be booking us 10 sales calls per day, then let me know. Literally, if you just leave a comment, I'll make a full video breaking down exactly how to use this metric tracker, which I didn't go into too much detail here, and the exact DM system that I use specifically on LinkedIn to book in the future, of course, 10 sales calls per day. And if you are an early stage agency owner, meaning you're making between 0 and 5K per month, the first link in the description is for you. Okay, so go click that. But regardless, if you don't want to see the entire system, let me know, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.